Hi all. This is Dr. J at 11 coming to you live from Eastern Long Island, New York, where the weather is balmy, hot, hazy, hot, humid, hot. The key word here is hot. I think I'll be jumping in the pool as opposed to the beach, just because getting down to the beach could be a hassle. So, having said that, let's talk about the markets, which are also heating up a little bit, depending on whether you're short or long, of course. It's not a bad day. I believe the markets are going to be really, really exciting over the next few months, especially the IBB. And as a result, I am featuring in this particular midday report a look at the IBB and 5 other biotechs that are within the IBB. So let's take a quick look. We'll also check out the Dow. Okay, so let's minimize and get right to the video charts. I guess we start with the Dow. It's always good to look at the Dow. Let me refresh screen. That's as of 10:48. So see what it is now. It's down a little bit more, 107 or 0.41%. All right, it's still within like 2.5 percentage points of its all-time high. So let's take a quick look at it, let it load, and then we'll move on to the IBB. The Dow, as I said, I don't know why I was so negative back here, but it certainly, well, that was one scenario. If it followed its little trend line down, then it would have gained support and it would have been a long ways in coming back. But that was what I was thinking at the time. My thinking now is we're taking out the all-time high within a short period of time. Probably mid-September is what I was looking at yesterday. I'll stay with that forecast. Let's look at CVM. CVM has got a beautiful chart. It closed the gap and it's still going. It's 289. 278 was the gap that it needed to fill. I'm still in my position. I thought I was originally going to get out of 278, but I'm greedy. I didn't put a firm limit order in. I didn't put a take profit in. So I'm going to let it ride a little bit longer and see what I can do on the upside. I'll look for a few more points. And then I'm going to probably look to swing out, get a little dip, and get right back in. I like it for the long term, but I've made money. I got to ring the cash register at some point. So this might be the point. Is it too late to get in? Depends on your point of view. If you have a long-term perspective, definitely not. I think this has got tremendous potential to go vroom, zoom. And that's why when I do close my trade, I may leave some just in case. In any event, I do like CVM. I gave you my reasons yesterday and the day before. And if you bought, don't feel like Dr. J is abandoning you. I will be in CVM probably until the data decision. It's just a question of how much I'm going to have in it, but I will be in it. GERN looks like it's a little contained. Let's do an update on GERN because it's a little past 10:54. It's 11:45, I believe. Let's just see where we're trading at now. It was 550, so it gave back a little bit. 546, still up a penny. I said in my tweets that I thought GERN would be treading water right up until, from now up until the continuation decision. I'm hoping to have that continuation decision sooner as opposed to later, say right after Labor Day or up to the 12th. I'd rather not have no decision made before the investors conference. That would make me feel rather uneasy. So Dr. J is optimistic on the continuation decision being positive, and I feel it will come sooner as opposed to later. In the meanwhile, this downward trend line will probably hold so that we may slip a little bit over the next few days while waiting, or we might just nudge over that trend line by a little bit. In any event, I expect no big movement until we hear news. So GERN is treading water. The IBB is very, very interesting. It is a lagging index. It is nowhere near the 200, I think it's 200 all-time high, around there. So we're way off that. We're 30% off that. No, we're 40% off. 40% off, wow. 40% off the all-time high. The Dow is only 2% off it's the all-time high. So look how far behind it is. I think it's playing catch up. I think if you look at this channel that I drew, the lower trend line of this channel was breached. And however, when it was breached, before the breach of the trend line, we were definitely in a concave down curve. And as soon as we breached it, we started becoming concave up. So I like that. And now we've passed this trend line again. We've entered the old channel, and that's a good sign. It looks like a resumption of a strong bull market for the biotechs. I think everyone should own a basket of biotechs. You can buy the IBB, which is exactly a basket, or you can pick your own. I do a little of both. I'm going to buy the IBB, which I haven't owned in a while, and I have a basket. So a tisket, a tasket, a pink and yellow basket. I love the IBB. Let's take a look at ATHX. ATHX, treading water, up 2 cents, down 2 cents. It's doing more of a box step, up 2 cents, up to the left 2, down 2, to the right 2, up 2. I think it's doing a dance. So ATHX, nothing much, but it will break out of its trading range, which I drew 2 horizontal lines to show the trading range. The trading range on the downside is $1.85. On the upside, it looks like, what is it, about 215, I think it is. Let's just check that. Yeah, 216. So it's got about a 30-point trading range. That's not a little bit, but lately it's had more like a 4-point trading range. So this is not going to continue. There's news on the horizon that many people are waiting for, further extensions of deals with Helios, which is ATHX's Japanese partner, expansion into other parts of the globe like China and so on. So while we're waiting for data out of Japan, and that's going to be a while, there's very little other excitement to move this stock. So I can see this trading range continuing for maybe even months, who knows, till we get significant news or optimism of some kind coming out of ATHX's headquarters, which I think is in Cleveland, or coming out of Japan. I don't know where it's going to come out of, but news is always on the horizon. So let's continue. ATHX is one of my big positions. So right now I'm a little lethargic about my feelings about ATHX. I'm 100% bullish, but it's putting me to sleep a little bit. So it's for someone who likes action, this may not be the stock at the moment, even though potentially it could be a $100 stock. I'm not kidding when I say that. ATNM, Actinium Pharmaceuticals. It's up. Oh, I don't know what it's up. I didn't refresh. I don't know if I refreshed ATHX either. All right, let's take a look. Actinium Pharmaceuticals, unchanged on the day. And this has been a little bit of a yawn as well lately. As soon as we see the chart, I'll show you why. It's taking its sweet time loading, isn't it? Okay, so I was getting excited, looking like Actinium was following its trend line. I thought it would be 70 cents by now or higher. Instead, it kind of leveled off in here, hovering between the 50-day moving average and its lower horizontal trend line at 63 cents. So we've had a very narrow trading range, 63 cents up to about 65 cents. You know, what can I say? It's going to break out of this, hopefully to the upside. And I feel probably the next move is to the upside. So I'm optimistic on Actinium. I like the fundamentals. The chart has been really good since the lows at the beginning of the year. It had a zoom chart. If you look at that chart, you see how the lower trend line and the upper trend line narrowed. And ultimately, it broke down on a correction path. And now it looks like it bottomed out, moved up, moving sideways. The next move should be up. That's Actinium Pharmaceuticals. I just want to go back to ATHX because I don't remember if I refreshed it. ATHX is as of 11:53. That's good enough. It's what time I think it is now. It's up 6 cents, 5 cents. Oh, that's a significant move for ATHX. I'm sort of happy I came back to it. So all is looking well in biotech world. I'm especially keen on the IBB. It's a good idea for you more conservative investors. Those of you who don't want to follow the baby blue chips that I like, I call them baby blue chips because obviously they're not blue chips, but they're my babies. So I'm going to call them baby blue chips, if you don't mind. So I'm going to stop screen sharing at this point and remind you all to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And have a wonderful rest of the trading day. May you have many winners over time, over today. And may you enjoy the rest of the summer. Have a great Labor Day if we don't speak until then. And I'll be tweeting and stock twitting and Google Plusing and you name it, I'll be doing it. Let me have your comments. Let me know what you guys think. I didn't get too excited about too much today, although certainly CVM is again the story of the day. So go CVM. I want to cash in at least half of my position and probably hold the other half. Have a great day. See you all tomorrow. Hasta mañana. Shalom. Adios, amigos. Au revoir. Toodaloo. Ciao. Bye.